All right, welcome back to Aberdeen. Approaching tip-off with the state championship game in Class B. Midland undefeated at 24-0, taking on McIntosh, who comes in at 23-1. And McIntosh playing in its third straight state tournament. The Tigers beat Geddes in the first round, 66-50, and then beat Sioux Falls Christian last night, 69-58. And McIntosh, fifth in the tournament last year, with a shot at the state B title this year. It would be the first in school history. McIntosh way up about 2 miles from the North Dakota border, out west of McLaughlin. Coach Jim Hood in his first year. Jim lives in McLaughlin, but his first year coaching at McIntosh. And there they beat Christian last night, 69-58. Third straight state B appearance. Dustin Schell was the big man last night with 19 points in the win over Sioux Falls Christian. Denver Chenbrook added 17 and Ryan Ettinger 11 as they make their third straight state championship appearance, trying to get it done and win the state B this year. Midland, located out a little bit southwest of Pierre on Highway 14, and they come in at 24-0 at 48 kids in the school. They are the smallest in enrollment of the 8 teams in the tournament. Bo Beck has led them to a 24-0 record, beat Sully Buttes 85-79 in that shootout last night in the semifinals. Only undefeated team in any class in the state, B, A, or AA. Corey Petoskey led them again last night with 24 points. Justin Kaler, one of the seniors, had 23 and 11. Ted Schofield, the big 6'8" senior, had 18 points and another dozen rebounds for them. And Schofield is one of 3 players, John Wilson, that does something a little odd for Midland.
Odd for Midland. Everybody's heard of the Midland Tumblers. These guys perform during a lot of athletic events throughout the state, and there he is right there, the 6'8" Ted Schofield, along with Josh McLaughlin and Dusty Vollmer, all participate in this. And Tommy, you were talking to Coach Bo Beck the other day about it, and he said he's really not too happy about it, but he's not going to stop him from doing it. I talked with Dustin Vollmer after today's performance, which was actually thrilling. I mean, it had the crowd on its feet, and I said, how long have you been doing this? And he said, since about 2nd grade. And I said, what's the coach say? And he said, just be careful. But, I mean, these guys are a lot of fun to watch, and they just thrill the crowd. And fortunately, no broken bones. They're all 3 here tonight.
Josh McLaughlin is the other, along with Vollmer and big Ted Schofield, that are involved in the Tumblers. There's Dustin right there. They say you're more likely to get injured in basketball than you are in that. But we'll see those guys coming up. Midland and McIntosh getting set for the state B championship game.
If there's a dream, determination finds a way to make it happen. In South Dakota, tribal leaders and Norwest community partners from Lower Brule, Pierre, and Mission have made individual home ownership on reservation lands possible at last. Determination finds a way, and for families across the region, loans are turning dreams into reality. Because a house becomes a home when the house becomes your own.
Next basket wins.
Regular exercise makes for a healthy heart. It's good for you and for the people you love.
Go for it, Grandpa! Wow, Grandpa, I didn't know you could shoot like that.
This health message brought to you by the physicians at North Central Heart.
In a few years, she'll be ready for kindergarten, then slumber parties, debate club, and dating. She might want to be an astronaut or a musician.
Her options are unlimited, and so are yours with Dakota Care. We contract with nearly every physician, pharmacy, and hospital in the state. No other company offers you so much freedom of choice.
Or maybe she'll want to stay just like this forever.
Hello there, little Viking.
What's up, buddy? A Petoskey fan, the 32 and the 34 on his sleeves there for the Petoskey twins from Midland, just sophomores, but they will be a huge part of the Midland attack tonight. Good matchups all the way through this one. The big fellas inside. Ted Schofield, 6'8". We love you too. Schofield will match up against Ryan Ettinger at 6'8" for McIntosh. Denver Tenbrook leads McIntosh in scoring at 24 a game. 6'2", and He'll match up with one of the Petoskey's, and we expect Justin Kaler at 6'4" to match up for Midland against Jeremy Tenbrook at 6'3" for McIntosh. So all the way through, there should be some good matchups.
Should be some good ones. In case you missed it earlier on today, the consolation games. Geddes in their first state tournament takes 7th place with a 50-47 win over Frederick Heckler. Ryan Paulson threw in 19 points for Geddes. And in the 5th place game, it was Mount Vernon over Castlewood by the same score, 50-47, as Mount Vernon takes 5th place. And as you just saw right here on KeloLand TV, Sully Buttes avenges last year's 3rd place loss to Sioux Falls Christian. They lost by 2 last year. They come back and win by 12, 81-69, as the Sully Buttes Chargers take 3rd place. It was a pretty good game leading up to this State B title match.
Update again from Brookings. South Dakota State leading Metropolitan State 44-32 at halftime in the 2nd semifinal in that region tournament. Northern beat Kearney 92-86 earlier tonight. Let's go to Wade Fisher on the public address system for the starting lineups. Wade.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Walks Arena here on the campus of Northern State University and the State B Boys Basketball Tournament. Tonight we will crown the 64th State B Boys Basketball Champion. In tonight's championship game, we have the Tigers of McIntosh High School and the Vikings of Midland High School. First announcing the cheerleaders, and then we will announce the teams in alternating fashion. The cheerleaders for Midland, Jenny Bork, Kelly DeVries, Katie Nemick, Bridget Bulmer, Heidi Dowd, and Wendy Freeman. And now the starting lineup in alternating fashion. Starting at 1 guard for McIntosh, number 21, Bert Molman. At a guard for Midland, number 24, Dustin Bulmer. At a guard for McIntosh, number 23, Dustin Schell. At a guard for Midland, number 40, Justin Kaler. At a forward for McIntosh, number 25, Jeremy Tenbrook. At a forward for Midland, number 32, Kevin Petoskey. At a forward for McIntosh, number 31, Denver Tenbrook. At a forward for Midland, number 34, Corey Petoskey. At center for McIntosh, number 51, Ryan Ettinger. And at center for Midland, number 42, Ted Schofield. Assistant coach for McIntosh, Gary Severson. Assistant for Midland, Scott Brown. Head coach of the McIntosh Tigers, Jim Hood. And head coach of the Midland Vikings, Bo Beck. Officials for this evening's game are Randy Thomas and Keith Kusler.
Randy Thomas of Faith, Keith Kusler of Aberdeen. On the whistle for the State B Championship game, Bo Beck is the principal, the athletic director, the superintendent, and everything else out in Midland, as well as the head coach, as they come in at 24-0. They beat Frederick Heckler in the first round, and then beat Sully Buttes 85-79 last night. McIntosh got by Geddes in the first round, and then beat Sioux Falls Christian 69-58 in the semis last night. 6'8", 6'8" at the center spots. Ted Schofield for Midland, Ryan Ettinger in the middle for McIntosh. McIntosh in maroon, Midland in the red and white.
And of course, McIntosh just 1 game away from also having a perfect season. Their 1 loss during the year came to Mandaree, North Dakota. Otherwise, we may have a couple of undefeated teams in the State B final.
Undefeated by South Dakota teams anyway.
Little quick cleanup on the floor, and we're ready to go here for the State B Championship.
Schofield controls to Corey Petoskey, one of the 2 sophomore Petoskey twins. This is Justin Kaler to Kevin Petoskey for 3. Rebound to Jeremy Tenbrook, and 8 seconds in, Corey Petoskey picks up foul number 1.
A little excited off the opening tip. Every game we've seen Midland play, a lot of fouls being called. Big bodies underneath. Very physical team, as you'll see throughout this whole game, I'm sure.
Schofield saves to Petoskey. And here's Justin Kaler. He leads them in scoring at 25 points a game. Justin Vollmer, the other starter for Midland, number 24 right here. 2-3 zone out of McIntosh, rather, and a foul on the backside on Jeremy Tenbrook. The older of the Tenbrook brothers. He's a senior. Brother Denver, a junior. And Schofield will trigger it in. Justin Kaler to Corey Petoskey. Kaler, the best three-point shooter. This is him off the feed from Petoskey. Midland goes man-to-man. Here's Bert Molman to Jeremy Tenbrook. A little short on the turnaround. And Ettinger over the back, whistled for the foul.
Both games here in the State B for Midland against Frederick Hecla and Sully Buttes. You don't see Midland get up and down the court quite like you saw with Christian and Sully Buttes. They'll slow things down and look for the good shot. And that guy right there, as you mentioned, Justin Kaler, every team is a team leader, and Bo Beck says that's his.
Look for Petoskey down there on the baseline. 34, Corey Petoskey. He works that. Brother Kevin runs the show out front. Looking inside for Schofield, but there's a lot of hands in the passing lanes. Kaler's three off. There's Petoskey. It's out of bounds off of him. .6'4" sophomore. Corey Petoskey has games of 27 and 24 coming into this one. Here's Dustin Schell, who had a great game last night for McIntosh, and the big fella Ryan Ettinger with the putback. And against that 2-3, of course, the shots off the penetration like that, but also from the wings and the top. Schofield to Kaler.
Kind of a one-hand floater. Couldn't get it to go. Kevin Petoskey picks up his first foul. I was just going to mention, keep an eye on that matchup down underneath with Ted Schofield and Ryan Ettinger. A lot of pushing and shoving underneath in this opening minute and a half. State B championship.
Denver Tenbrook for three. Brother Jeremy Borgs. And the Petoskey's pick his pocket. Fouls on Dustin Vollmer.
Won't see Dustin Vollmer do a lot of scoring. He's in there specifically for defensive purposes. Just 4 points in their opener win against Frederick Hecla, 2 last night against Sully Butte.
That was a great bounce pass on the cut to Denver Tenbrook. His first 2, Denver averages 24 to lead McIntosh. Tigers up 4-2. Neither team has won a State B championship. McIntosh was 5th here last year. Good defense by the Tigers. Midland has finished 2nd and 3rd back in 1987 and 88. As Denver Tenbrook has 5 quick points. McIntosh up by 5. Schofield. Teddy Schofield right at his counterpart Ettinger, and it's 7-4.
Ted Schofield got the ball right down in the block and turned around and saw Ettinger, and he came up with a little fadeaway to escape the grasp of Ryan Ettinger and got it to fall.
And he makes that great play defensively quite a bit, coming around to knock it loose. Kaler's three won't go, and Ettinger too tall for Molman. Timeout on the floor. 4:22 to go in the first quarter. McIntosh out to the early lead.
Being a good citizen isn't just for moms and dads. That's why Norwest sponsors Kids Voting USA, a program that allows kids to vote with their parents. They're learning about democracy and reminding us all that voting is both a privilege and a responsibility, a fundamental freedom America was founded upon. At Norwest, we believe one day his name might be on the ballot. That's why it's important he learn about being a good citizen today.
There was a town meeting today, not planned, just happened. I want to talk about Northwestern, said Henry. You know, I worked there, said George. Good people. Yeah, said Henry, but they're doing more today. They've got great new products offered choice, and Northwestern's gas and electric rates are a great value. Service, said Henry. You call them, they'll come and fix it 24 hours a day. Well, isn't that what neighbors are for?
Scott Adams on the left, Bo Beck in the middle there, the coaching staff for the Midland Vikings. Got a final from Grand Forks in that women's regional. Northern women went to overtime and lost. Nebraska Kearney beat them 81-78 in overtime. Ettinger used himself in the backboard to shut Schofield off, and McIntosh. There's that final again. It was in overtime. Kearney beat the Northern women. Denver, Tenbrook, back-to-back threes. Perfect form on that Rainmaker jumper, and he's got 8 of McIntosh's 10 points. Tigers lead it by 6. Zone pretty effective so far. Corey Petoskey, Mr. Baseline. And Denver Tenbrook came over and helped out. Jeremy Tenbrook, left hand, and he got it. Wow.
Jeremy and brother Denver, back-to-back great games in their opener versus Geddes. Jeremy at 20, brother Denver at 23. Last night against Sioux Falls Christian, Jeremy with 10, and Denver with 17.
They've done it all year, average 38 between them per game. Denver Tenbrook. Check that, Jeremy Tenbrook on the turnaround. He's got 4 straight. 10-point McIntosh lead. This end, though, is where they're really getting it done, Johnny.
On defense, Ted Schofield having a problem getting the ball or getting around Ryan Ettinger down underneath, and Ryan Ettinger is just coming up big on defense.
And you know they saw the first 2 games when Corey Petoskey just owned that baseline, and Ettinger is really coming down and shutting it off. Jeremy again. 6 straight for Jeremy Tenbrook as the brothers take turns, making their own little personal runs, and it's 16-4 McIntosh. Back to the Big B after this.
Making your life easier. At Norwest, that's our promise, our commitment, and why we're making college easier for this year's Norwest Community Scholarship Fund winners.
In Sioux Falls, where we make life easier with the city's most convenient banking, our winners are Rachel Thompson and Rebecca Wolcher.
Grocery store banking makes life easier, and so does help with college for our Aberdeen area winners, Tracy Lunders and Bo Johnston.
The Norwest Student Loan Center makes college easier for thousands of students at SDSU. Our Brookings winners in 1998 are Sandra Weiss and Breen Burseth.
In Rapid City, life is easier at Norwest. We congratulate our 1998 winners, Hillary Johnson and Miranda Oliver.
And in Viborg, we congratulate this year's winner, Jason Worth.
Making life easier for you, for college-bound students. Your local Norwest Financial Services store.
Norwest, to the nth degree.
So after 6 straight by Denver Tenbrook, Jeremy Tenbrook adds 6 of his own, and it's 16-4 McIntosh. Air ball by Kevin Petoskey, rebounded by brother Corey, and Justin Kaler cleans it up. Cut the lead to 10. Chip in by Denver Tenbrook. Good movement on the offense that time by McIntosh.
We talked about Ryan Edinger doing a good job on the defensive end. He's doing a really good job in getting himself open down underneath the basket, but once he gets the ball, Midland just collapsing on him. Getting a lot of help on the offensive boards from his teammates.
Sorry, Johnny. Seth Meek off the bench for Midland. He's their sixth man. 3 wouldn't go. Denver had the little wraparound, but out of bounds off of Kaler.
Denver Tenbrook saw a gap, which is closed by Schofield. He tried the little wraparound. Get it to his center, get knocked out of bounds. Now Midland on the attack.
Good dish from Corey Petoskey to Schofield and blocked cleanly from behind by Denver Tenbrook.
Schofield made the mistake of putting the ball down. He probably should have just stopped and popped a little 3 or 4 footer. Instead, he gave the McIntosh defense a chance to catch up with him.
Inside to Kaler. Good help again on the backside by Jeremy Tenbrook. Schofield, though, fouled by Ryan Edinger, and that's going to be 2 on Edinger. Chris Hoff and Alan Little Eagle Jr. check in as Edinger has to sit down with those 2. Jeremy Tenbrook also out for a breather. 2 shots for Schofield.
Ted Schofield, 18 points in last night's win against Sully Buttes, averaging just under 11 a game.
And Midland pretty good at the free throw line. They were 19 out of 24. Checked at 27 out of 40 in the win last night against Sully Buttes, but got him here. Kaler whistled for the foul, going for the steal.
But a half step behind on catching up with that interception. Kaler.
Alan Little Eagle Jr. just off the bench. Averages 7 coming off the pine. Petoskey back the other way, and Corey Petoskey, his first 3.
That's what Midland has to do. They've been a little apprehensive on the offensive end. Instead of taking the shot, they keep looking for something better. They just got to take what's given to them.
Travel on Petoskey coming out of there. There's just 1 second left on the clock. Jim Hood making sure everybody knows what the situation is. Just 1 tick left up there. Molman, it was in and out. But after 1, the number 2 seed with a 9-point lead on the number 1 seed.
This is where we belong.
We helped build this town.
I grew up here. I know every inch of this town.
It would break my heart to leave.
You've had to go to larger towns for assisted care. Now come home. The Kanoff family believes in independence, loving care, and a family involvement that keeps residents in touch with their community.
I couldn't bear to leave our hometown.
Aberdeen invites you to feel the excitement of the Hub City in the summertime. Whether you visit Storybook Land or some of the other fun at Wiley Park, take in a baseball game, or visit an arts festival, you'll have more fun close to home.
Update from Brookings. The men's regional up there at 12:45 left to play in the second half. Jackrabbits up by 8 on Metropolitan State out of Denver.
McIntosh had a couple good chances to put it in and couldn't connect. Quickly Midland's backing the other way, and Kevin Petoskey trying to make something happen.
Kaler got fouled and almost went, but he'll get 2. Fouls on Little Eagle Jr. Midland looking for some offense, though. Just 11 points in that first quarter.
Averaging 78 a game. McIntosh averaging 80 a game, so both these teams have a lot of offensive output. The last couple of games, slow starts for Midland, which isn't bad if you can hold your opposition to a slow start as well, which they have done.
8-point McIntosh lead, just underway second quarter. Allen, Little Eagle Jr. gets whistled for the offensive foul, and Kaler saw him coming early.
There's your first quarter Norwest stats. Fairly low shooting percentages. 20% for McIntosh, 9 of 15 from the field, 4 of 17 for Midland. 1 3-pointer for Midland, a couple from McIntosh. McIntosh has yet to step to the free throw line. Look at the rebounding. Huge advantage for the Tigers. And a couple more turnovers for McIntosh, but they have the 8-point lead.
Kevin Petoskey got into the heart of the zone there, and Molman took it away from him. Here's Chris Hoff. Over Schofield, in and out. Ettinger rebound.
You got to get a body on Ryan Ettinger. He'll just sit there and tip him in all night long. Nobody boxed him out, and there's the result.
Yep, Schofield had to come help, and that left Ettinger there to clean it up. Both Petoskey's out on the wings now as Kaler goes down low. Ettinger spots it.
Ryan Ettinger just sat there and waited for Kaler to go up with it. He's got about a 5-inch advantage, 4 inches. And when you get pinned down behind the bang board, you're kind of limited on what you can do.
Kaler right back at him, though. Kind of worked it around the outstretched hand of Ettinger that time, and Midland back within 8. Out of bounds off a meet. Sully Buttes beat Sioux Falls Christian earlier tonight, 81-69 in the third place game. Mount Vernon beat Castlewood in the consolation championship for 5th place. Geddes beat Frederick Heckler for 7th. Ettinger spins it in. Back-to-back buckets for the big fella. Back to a 10-point lead. Petoskey, good feed to Schofield. Falling away a little bit, though. Corey Petoskey. Schofield just got hammered by Denver Tenbrook. But they got about 4 pops at it.
A lot of people standing around. Pretty much 2 Midland Vikings fighting each other for the rebound. I think they had 3 rebounds in a row, and The only McIntosh Tiger he saw around is Denver Tenbrook trying to fight for it.
Eight points for Ted Schofield. McIntosh has maintained that 8 to 10 point lead. Ettinger kind of got hung up with Schofield, the pass out of bounds, but McIntosh did a little more flow to that offense. They had to switch it up a little bit last night against Sioux Falls Christian. Weren't getting what they wanted, but went to the wheel where they were getting some drives to the basket off the pick at the high post. But their 2-3 zone has been pretty tight so far. Meeks 3 off.
Midland getting a lot of second opportunities on offense. They continue to swing the ball around, looking for an open guy, and there's another one.
All those long rebounds coming off. But fourth time around, Schofield couldn't get it, and Tenbrook got fouled by Kaler. Two fouls on Justin Kaler.
4 opportunities, and finally Jeremy Tenbrook came flying in to pick it off, and Kaler got him with the swat.
Four and a half minutes before halftime. McIntosh hanging on to an 8-point lead.
Next basket wins.
Regular exercise makes for a healthy heart. It's good for you and for the people you love.
Go for it, Grandpa. Wow, Grandpa, I didn't know you could shoot like that.
This health message brought to you by the physicians at North Central Heart.
There was a town meeting today. Not planned, just happened. I want to talk about Northwestern, said Henry. You know, I worked there, said George. Good people. Yeah, said Henry, but they're doing more today. They've got great new products, offered Joyce, and Northwestern's gas and electric rates are a great value. Service, said Henry. You call them, they'll come and fix it 24 hours a day. Well, isn't that what neighbors are for?
McIntosh ran out to a 20-11 lead after the first quarter, and they maintained 4:25 to play before halftime. Midland out of the zone, and Petoskey rebounds backside. Kicks it off to twin brother Kevin. Petoskey to Petoskey. Corey Petoskey has 5. Cuts the lead to 6, but at the other end, offensive foul whistled. Jeremy Tenbrook, his second.
Kevin Petoskey doing a good job after the Midland hoop to get down defensively, and there you can see him taking the hard charge. Jeremy Tenbrook picks up his second foul.
It is the 7th team foul on McIntosh, but on the player control foul, as it's called, the charge, they don't shoot the free throws. Corey Petoskey. And the shots are coming fast and furious for Midland. Schofield's got 10. Check that, 8 for Schofield. But they're back within 4. It's been their best offense. Throw it up on the rim and go get a rebound. They go to the 1-3-1 now with 6'4" Kaler on top. Denver Tenbrook will get a couple of free throws as Kaler was a little late stepping in.
And when you go to that zone, one thing you rely on is backside help, and you saw some good backside help on the big Ryan Ettinger, but he dished it off, and
that's a big foul because it's number 3 on Kaler. Dustin Vollmer back in. Kaler will most likely sit the remaining 3:19 of the half. Their leading scorer on the bench with 3 fouls. Denver Tenbrook will get 2.
Denver Tenbrook averaging 24 a game. 23 versus Geddes, 17 last night.
Good dish again to Schofield. Ettinger, though, waited and made the smart play. Molman to Dustin Shell. Shell for 3. A little long and strong. Corey Petoskey the other way. They are some players, you know, just sophomores, both of them big, strong, fast kids.
And Corey Petoskey has been saying it all weekend long. He loves that baseline. And that's just exactly where he headed for. He brought the ball all the way down and went right for the baseline. Almost a turnover from McIntosh.
Denver Tenbrook for 3. 3 threes for Denver. He's got 14 of McIntosh's 28 points. He has the stroke at the moment, Johnny.
And it is a sweet one. Both the Tenbrook brothers could just stop and do it all. They can put it down and drive. Both of them are leapers. Quick on defense and very good shooters from the outside. You always have to have a man on either one of them.
And both of them have 2 fouls now. It'll be the 1-and-1 for Schofield. Beck is from Roscoe, South Dakota, up in the Aberdeen area. Little homecoming for him. South Dakota State grad. Ted Schofield is perfect at the free throw line, 6 out of 6. Back to a 4-point game. Denver again, a little short on that one. Schofield had it chopped away by Shell, but they're getting the ball where they want to, at least inside the middle of that zone. Schofield's been coming high post.
Speaking of Bo Beck, great relationship with his players. You saw after last night's win in Sully Buttes. Bo Beck's got some leapers on him. He was jumping higher than most of his players were. He gathered up his team, middle of the court. Had a hug for about every one of them.
He was excited to get here and show everybody that Midland is as good as their record had indicated all year.
The Vikes are legit.
.11 now for Schofield, and Midland is as close as they've been since the start of this quarter. Jeremy Tenbrook, good feed to Ettinger, but he lost it out of bounds, and Midland with a chance to creep even closer.
McIntosh starting to press a little bit offensively. Started out the game really patient. Now they're just trying to force a few things down inside, trying to get the ball to the big fella underneath.
Petoskey to tie, no, but Meek with the board, and Ettinger took it away. 2-on-2 the other way.
Updating the North Central Regional down in Brookings, South Dakota State. 11 points up on Metro. Just under 6 minutes left. Winner of that game will face Northern. Tomorrow's North Central Regional Final.
Would be a blast to see. South Dakota State beat them by 1 earlier this year. Corey Petoskey again. I think every time down they've had at least 2 shots.
Yep. turn things around here midway through the second quarter as Denver Tenbrook knocks down his second consecutive tray.
There's the answer, 4 threes for Denver Tenbrook. He's got 17 already. And Midland doesn't want to go down by any more than 4. They'll get the last shot of the half. Coming up at the half, the awards from this afternoon's games are the 3rd and 4th place game, rather, along with the Spirit of Sioux and the Spirit of 6 award, all coming up at halftime. Petoskey to get him within 1. But at the half, McIntosh, the number 2 seed, leading number 1 Midland, 31-27.
No matter where you live, getting the best medical care possible is important to you. It's important to us, too. That's why Sioux Valley Hospitals and Health System brings a regional network of medical services to your community. Our outreach programs include cardiovascular services, mobile radiology and MRI units, fast response couriers, and our nationally accredited air transport program. Sioux Valley Hospitals and Health System. The difference is services.
I like equipment that I can take to the max. I like to get out there and get the job done.
Marshall Sis relies on a New Holland Genesis tractor.
When we go, we need to move from row crop to dry land, chopping, fertilizing, cultivation, just an all-around tractor that will get out there and do the job.
New Holland Genesis. It works for Marshall Sis. Put it to work for you. He's not a star on his neighborhood softball team. And his work at the annual barbecue wasn't very impressive. But around here, he's still a hometown hero. You see, he's the local Farm Bureau insurance agent. For auto, home, and property protection, and for life insurance that can help protect your family's financial security. Call a Farm Bureau insurance agent today. Living beside you, working for you.
Aberdeen invites you to feel the excitement of the Hub City in the summertime. Shop at one of the hundreds of stores which feature thousands and thousands of products. Wildlife abounds nearby to satisfy the outdoors enthusiast. You'll have more fun close to home.
At the Half is sponsored by Northwestern Public Service. Being more, doing more, Northwestern.
All right, welcome to Northwestern Public Service at the half. McIntosh leading Midland 31-27 right now. We're going to go to the PA and Wade Fisher. Wade.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to once again direct your attention to the center of the playing court as we continue with the team awards to present the awards to the 2 teams that played the first.
I was at that game earlier on this year. Not even standing room left in Frost Arena. Just a great atmosphere. Frost Arena, a perfect place for basketball anyway. When you get 2 South Dakota schools, mainly South Dakota State and Northern, will put together a pretty good rivalry in here the last few years.
Midland and McIntosh at the half. McIntosh led it 31-27. Ted Schofield back on the attack for Midland, throws it away. Burton Molman with the scoop and the steal and the bucket, and his first 2 points for McIntosh. And they open up a 6-point lead. Midland shot the ball coolly in the first half, 9 out of 36 from the field. Make it 9 out of 37.
Midland needs that man right there, Justin Kaler, to warm up. Averages 25 points a game, just 6 in the first half.
Jeremy Tenbrook, rather. Short the rebound to Kevin Petoskey. Crossover, sweep, his first points. Get Midland back within 4. Midland is 24-0 right now. Number 1 team in the state all year. number 1 seed coming into the tournament. Ryan Ettinger answers for McIntosh.
Ryan Ettinger showing some quickness down in the paint.
And he is left-handed and goes to that left side very smoothly. Schofield to Petoskey. And he split the D and he'll get 2 free throws. Before that Kevin Petoskey basket, only 3 players had scored for Midland. Corey Petoskey has 9, Justin Kaler with 7, and Ted Schofield with 11, and that was it in the first half for Midland. And that's a rare miss for Corey Petoskey from the free throw line. One of the 2 sophomore brothers. Sophomore twins. Points for Corey Petoskey. Midland back within 5. Oh, and Bert Molman.
I think he forgot he dribbled there for a second. Midland trying to spread that offense out of McIntosh's. Take away the inside. Front Ryan Ettinger, keep the ball away from him. Make him beat him from the outside.
And again, it rolls off for Schofield. Dustin Shell for 3. And Jeremy Tenbrook thought he got shoved, but that's going to be his 3rd foul.
And he got caught in the middle. He had a guy banging him from the back, and Jeremy Tenbrook ended up climbing up the back of Kevin Petoskey.
Kaler on the glass. Crotched it, got it back up. Kaler gets Midland back within 3. They've been demons on the offensive boards. Denver Tenbrook slicing. And fortunately for him, he got a foul stepping in there on Kevin Petoskey. Jeremy Tenbrook sits down with those 3 fouls. Chris Hoff back in for Midland. Denver Tenbrook strong on the 3, and it's going to be out of bounds off a Shell. Dustin Shell's not in the scorebook yet tonight, but he is a big reason why they are playing in this championship game. He had 19 in the semis last night. And Midland making sure that Schofield gets a look at the ball every time down. But again, Ettinger made him adjust a little bit.
That first half, we saw a lot of second, third, sometimes 4 opportunities in the offensive end from Midland. McIntosh doing a good job on the defensive boards here early on in the second half.
Denver Tenbrook, little pull-up, perfect. 19 for Denver. All-state player playing in his 3rd straight state tournament. And just a junior. Sweet little dish from Denver to Dustin Shell for his first 2. And McIntosh answers the little Midland run, and they're back up by 7.
Midland ice cold from the outside. Just can't get anything to fall. Meanwhile, McIntosh is just running up and down the court, getting a lot of good shots on offense.
Denver. And Kevin Petoskey back the other way. And that's going to be 3 fouls on Denver Tenbrook now. McIntosh by 7. Timeout on the floor midway through the 3rd.
In a world where letters are sent in a kilobyte instead of an envelope, it seems anything is possible. And with Golden West Companies, just about anything is. We're ready for tomorrow with advanced long-distance service, internet access, satellite television, the latest telephone capabilities, and business systems. After all, you're more than our customers. You're our neighbors, too. Golden West Company.
Bringing it all together.
Oh, Mama, oh, Papa, I'm feeling so down. How can it be there's no milk in this town? Don't give me no baked goods until things get better. My cornflakes are cardboard. Cake tastes like a sweater. I'd give anything for that glass of white silk. I'm living my life in this town without milk.
Full house at the Barnett Center. Approximately, maybe not quite full, 7,000 folks on hand for the State B championship game. McIntosh with a 7-point lead right now, 39-37. And they're keeping Midland off the offensive glass. Midland had 14 offensive rebounds in the first half. Schofield adjusted that shot a little bit. Dustin Shell, no, but Ettinger. 10 points for Ryan Ettinger.
And the referees letting them play here in the second half. A lot of banging around going on both sides of the court. And McIntosh is doing a good job on their defensive end, like you said. Outnumbered as far as offensive rebounds go.
Kaler stepped out of bounds. McIntosh can push the lead into double digits with a hoop here. The lob to Denver Tenbrook, taken away by Petoskey to Kaler. Nice drive by Kaler. He's got 11. And again, Jeremy Tenbrook on the bench right now for McIntosh. Brother Denver lets fly. Air ball, and Ettinger there for the board. Jeremy Tenbrook has 3 fouls, so does Denver. But Jim Hood wants to keep one of them in there. Good dish down to Ettinger. 6 in the quarter, 12 in the game for Ettinger.
That's why McIntosh is so tough. Tenbrook's cooled down. Outside shooting kind of falls apart. Ryan Ettinger will pick up the slack underneath.
Schofield answers as the big fellows start to trade hoops. 13 points for Ted Schofield. Both at 6'8" in there. Midland started in the man-to-man, started the ball game in the man-to-man, but switched to that zone. And now another steal for Kevin Petoskey. All the way in, little contact. Good no call, and Corey Petoskey off the feed from Brother. Gets him back within 5. Second timeout.
And it was a good no foul. I mean, referees, State B championship on the line, you got to let the players decide the game. I mean, obviously you have to call the obvious fouls, but those questionable calls, I think you can kind of loosen it up a little bit and just let them play. That's what the crowd wants to see anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want the whistle to slow it down, and the referees have done an excellent job tonight. McIntosh with the ball up by 5 with 2 minutes to play in the third. Denver Tenbrook right at Schofield. Left hand, no, but he got hammered on the rebound by Kevin Petoskey. That's his third.
Denver Tenbrook doing a good job of crossing over, switching from his right to left hand. A little short on the flip. Got his own rebound and attracted the foul.
Alan Little Eagle Jr. at the top of the key is checked in for McIntosh as they go with the small lineup. Denver Tenbrook is 6'2", and then they go down to Little Eagle Jr. at 6 foot. Corey Petoskey, strong rebound.
Look for Midland to try and make a run with this lineup on the floor for McIntosh.
You think they'll go right down to Ted Schofield. He's got about an 8-inch height advantage in there on Little Eagle. He's playing the middle of that zone now. Kick out to Vollmer. Taken away by Shell. 2-on-1, 3-on-1. Great little break. Molman and Dustin Shell. Textbook hoop, and they're up by 7 again. Denver Tenbrook.
That was a textbook hoop. Just like you see him in warm-ups, you're doing the old 2-on-1 drill. Just keep passing it until you get under the hoop and get the defender turned around.
Cut the defender's head off. Make him commit, and Shell and Molman did it right. Ettinger's going to check back in. I'll check that. Jim Hood sits him down now with that time remaining in the third. McIntosh with all 5 players out high now. Run a little wheel to work for the last shot of the quarter. They're up by 7. And now Molman will set it. That's the guy they want to take the shot. Denver Tenbrook spun it right in. Exactly what McIntosh wanted to do. 21 points for Denver Tenbrook through 3 quarters, and McIntosh trying to hand Midland its first loss of the season in the State B championship game.
Okay, pop quiz. Where should you go for answers about financing your education? Should you A, find a rocket scientist? B, ask Mr. Know-It-All? C, visit a fortune teller? Or D, go to the phone? That's right. One call to the Norwest Student Loan Center can get you the answers you need, quickly, with no hassles. Norwest Student Loan Center. Make the right call.
Next basket wins.
Regular exercise makes for a healthy heart. It's good for you and for the people you love.
Go for it, Grandpa. Wow, Grandpa, I didn't know you could shoot like that.
This health message brought to you by the physicians at North Central Heart.
Charlie Hansen recently bought his first New Holland roll belt round bale. His dealer said it made quality bales every time. And while he was skeptical about switching brands, he decided to give it a try. And now, not only does Charlie make the best bales he's ever seen, he's also got quite a fan club. New Holland, there's nothing like a round of applause for a job well done.
8 minutes to play for the State B title. McIntosh, the number 2 seed, Midland, the number 1 seed. Midland comes in at 24-0. McIntosh at 23-1. Ryan Ettinger and Jeremy Tenbrook back in there for McIntosh. And with that small lineup, McIntosh not only held on to the lead, but extended it to 9. Petoskey takes it away from Tenbrook. Good defense by Dustin Shell. Ettinger the other way. Kaler's there, though. And the crowd was looking for the big hammer, but
I think Ryan was, too. He just couldn't get the ball to the floor quick enough and get down the floor.
Schofield right back at him. Molman rebounds. And still through 3 quarters, Midland cool from the field at 29%. Taylor had to steal, but then threw it away as Tenbrook came back. Pace starting to pick up a little bit. There's Ettinger. Did the smart thing and just laid it in. 14 for the big fella.
Midland doing a great job on defense. 2 quick turnovers, but They're about a second too late on the outlet pass, giving McIntosh a chance to catch up with the wide-open guy sprinting down the court.
Ettinger tried to cut off the baseline on Petoskey, got there just a little bit too late. And Randy Thomas got him for the block.
Take a look at your third quarter stats. Midland, 14 of 48. Just 29%, as Tommy mentioned. 21 of 43 for McIntosh, 49%. Just one three-pointer for Midland. The Petoskey brothers have been rather silent from behind the arc. 4 of 15 for McIntosh. Just one free throw for McIntosh. 9 of 12 for Midland. Rebounds, identical. 3 more turnovers for the Tigers.
Oh, Meek might have had a layup, wanted to get it to Schofield, but Midland gets it back. And Taylor feeds Corey Petoskey. Dustin Shell right at the defense. Good dish to Little Eagle Jr. Dustin Shell with the sweet dish. Meek for 3. Seth Meek, his first points of the game, cuts the McIntosh lead to 8.
McIntosh doing a good job on the Petoskey brothers. Sometimes double teaming him, not allowing them a shot, which means somebody has to be open, and Midland did a good job of finding Seth Meek opening that last time down the court.
Denver for 3. Big answer for Denver Tenbrook. He is cool. That's 5 threes. Wouldn't go for Corey Petoskey. And there's Denver Tenbrook with the rebound. McIntosh has matched its biggest lead at 11.
Jeremy Tenbrook found himself a little too far on the bucket for the alley-oop.
Taylor, tough shot. Jeremy Tenbrook is wrestling down there with Kevin Petoskey, and he might have banged his head on the way down. Looks like he'll be all right. We'll check it after the break. 4:47 to play in the fourth.
She may not have mastered the finer points of hedge trimming. And she didn't get the lead in the musical put on by the community playhouse. But around here, she's still a star. You see, she's the local Farm Bureau insurance agent for auto, home, and property protection, and for life insurance that can help protect your family's financial security. Call your Farm Bureau insurance agent today. Living beside you, working for you.
He scored a goal. They won the match, but he also took one in the face. Vision Care Associates can repair or replace your eyewear, but it may be time you thought of contact lenses. Contact lenses will provide your child with the safety and freedom a good athlete requires. Call Vision Care Associates to find out more about contact lenses.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Tom Neiman, John Wilson, and the fabulous KeloLand production crew. At the Big B at the Barnett Center in Aberdeen, McIntosh with an 11-point lead right now. 4:45 to play in the fourth quarter. Taylor for 3. Just wouldn't stay in there. Jeremy Tenbrook pulls the rebound out. They got Justin Shell all by himself. Wouldn't go. There's Denver Tenbrook on the follow.
There are 3 McIntosh Tigers on the follow. If it wouldn't have been Tenbrook, it would have been one of the other 2, but they had that fast break covered.
Denver Tenbrook just looked up at the scoreboard, and I mean, you can just tell that he feels it, that they're getting close. Taylor spins for his 13th points. Still an 11-point lead, though, for McIntosh as we hit the 4-minute mark. Shell. Oh! Dustin Shell opens up the biggest lead of the game for McIntosh. 14-point lead for the Tigers.
Not much movement by Midland.
Taylor, for some reason, tossed that one up. And a travel coming out of there.
McIntosh dumping back in that zone. Midland not moving at all on offense.
22nd timeout. Midland's got to figure out a way to stop McIntosh for one thing.
Stop McIntosh, and offensively they have to keep moving the ball and keep switching their big boys down underneath. Ted Schofield just sitting down in the blocks, not getting any movement at all. Nobody's not getting a chance to break out. Meanwhile, everybody around the perimeter just kind of standing around flat-footed. Having problems finding the open shot.
Both teams with a full complement of timeouts. Petoskey's three is short. Denver Tenbrook. He's had a huge game. Another Jeremy to Shell, who waited, and Schofield came over. And I think Dustin might have wanted to go after him. Randy Thomas put a little leg lock on him. And they shake hands. Good sportsmanship there between Schofield and Shell. It's just the first foul on Schofield, but he'll get a rest. Check that. Strike that last comment. Schofield still on the floor. Shell misses the first of two. There's Denver Tenbrook, who has 26 points for McIntosh right now. That's 8 for Shell, and it's a 15-point McIntosh lead. Petoskey, and now it's live and die by the three, and they're dying by it right now. Denver Tenbrook. Has 28. Shell to Molman. Petoskey tried to step in. Good no call again. Little Eagle. McIntosh is up by 19. And it looks like the Tigers are 2:47 away from winning it all. Back to Aberdeen after this.
When it comes to your medical care, you want the highest level of expertise, but you also want people with genuine compassion, people who truly care about you and your family, people like the medical professionals of Sioux Valley Hospitals and Health System. Our regional network of medical experts proudly offers you access to the area's highest level of care, right in your community. At Sioux Valley Hospitals and Health System, there is a difference, and the difference is people.
There was a town meeting today, not planned, just happened. I want to talk about Northwestern, said Henry. You know, I worked there, said George. Good people. Yeah, said Henry, but they're doing more today. They've got great new products, offered Joyce, and Northwestern's gas and electric rates are a great value. Service, said Henry. You call them, they'll come and fix it 24 hours a day. Well, isn't that what neighbors are for?
Doesn't really know what's going on. Just knows fans are happy. Team must be winning.
There's some excited people in that McIntosh section. Taylor has 15, but a 17-point lead for McIntosh with 2:30 to play. Oh, good. Sweet little wraparound pass from Denver to Jeremy. Volmer's three. Dustin Volmer's first points of the game.
Not a lot of arch on Dustin Volmer's shot. Just a straight bullet. Not in there for his scoring. But Midland's going to need quite a few of those to get back into this one.
Schofield is laying out of bounds, but they'll call the held ball. Goes over to Midland. 1:46 to play. Petoskey for three, and a lot of that sound of the clang when the ball hits the rim for Midland tonight.
Tough night for Kevin Petoskey. Averages about 12 points a game, just 2.
Good hand for Allen Little Eagle Jr. as he checks out. I think our player of the game might be dribbling the basketball right now.
Good all-around player with Denver Tenbrook. Great ball handling skills, smooth shooter, quick on defense, and he's just a junior.
Fourth foul on Kevin Petoskey. Schofield was trying to flip it to Petoskey, and Denver Tenbrook will end up with another easy one. Jeremy Tenbrook, rather, he's got 10. And McIntosh is going to win its first ever state B basketball championship. Denver Tenbrook with another rebound.
And you can see the frustration starting to set in on Big Ted Schofield. Schofield, pretty good game. Both sides of the ball, but big fourth quarter from those boys, the McIntosh Tigers.
Minute and 2 seconds away from their
The hometown pharmacist. His voice familiar, her knowledge comforting. Generations of South Dakota pharmacists have chosen to serve our rural communities. Their desire to heal comes from within, but their knowledge and ability come from South Dakota State University. Today, over 600 graduates of the state's only pharmacy program practice here, keeping trusted care as close as your hometown. South Dakota State University. Knowledge for life.
Out here, you can drive for miles without passing another car. You can travel for hours between small towns. Yet it only takes moments to reach the other side of the world. That's because Golden West brings a state-of-the-art telephone service, satellite and cable television, and business communication systems. What once seemed impossible is now part of our everyday lives. And making things easier out here, well, that's okay by me. Golden West companies, bringing it all together.
62 ticks on the clock until McIntosh wins the state B title. Denver Tenbrook with 28 points. Chris Hoff on the drive, swatted by Schofield, and Tenbrook ties him up. McIntosh has been here the last 2 years. Unable to get into the night bracket. They were 5th last year. But this year they beat Geddes in the first round, beat Sioux Falls Christian. And they're going to hand Midland its first loss of the season tonight in the title game. As the substitutions and the celebrations begin. Chris Turtis, Weston McGregor, Cody Meyer, Justin Jung, and Owen McGregor all in the lineup now for McIntosh. Didn't go for Turnus. Battle underneath. Justin Jung at the line to shoot 2.
So you look at the Midland bench, nothing to hang their heads about. What a great year they've had. They'll just lose a couple of players off of the team. Justin Taylor and Ted Schofield. Otherwise, expect Midland to be back.
Jung gets 1, 22. Josh McLaughlin gets into the scorebook. Just a sophomore. Vince Bruce, Casey Dowd, Tyler Sosserman, and Rudy Ryman all in there for Midland. Cody Myers whistled for traveling, but 6 seconds will tick off, and Midland will be the State B champions. 2-1, and good night, McIntosh. I'll correct myself, will be the State B champions, 69-53. And both teams will finish the season 24-1. Points for Denver Tenbrook. There's Jeremy Tenbrook talking to Midland coach Bobeck. As Midland goes undefeated until the title game, McIntosh wins it 69-53. And the senior Jeremy Tenbrook, in his 3rd state tournament, goes out a winner. We've got McIntosh coach Jim Hood on the floor. Let's go down there with John Wilson.
Coach, how's it feel? State B champions.
I can't express. This is probably soak in tomorrow, you know, and this is just great. Kids just stepped up the whole year. We had people injured, guys stepped in off the bench, and I don't know, just it's a whole team effort. Great.
And you told us earlier on in the week, especially after that first round loss last year, these guys had a mission to get back here, not only to get back to the B, but to win it all.
That's right. They wanted to show that they were legit. They came in here last year, they were undefeated and got upset. But, hey, they like I said, they had a mission to do.
All right, Coach, good job and congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach Jim Hood, State B champion, Tommy.
And they'll clear the floor and hand out the hardware. Bobeck with some words of consolation for his Vikings. But again, a great season for them. Number 1 all year, 24-1.
Little guys right now are looking up to us and saying, hey, maybe in 10 years, we can be here too. All right, guys.
And as you heard him say, just a fabulous feeling to be in the B. Let's go to Wade Fisher for the award ceremony. Wade.
Casey Dowd, Ryan Jewett, Talon Saucerman, Seth Meek, Josh McLaughlin, Dustin Vollmer, Rudy Ryman, Kevin Petoskey, Corey Petoskey, Justin Kaler, Ted Schofield, Vince Bruce, student managers Brooks Sammons, Charity Martin, assistant coach Scott Brown, and accepting the trophy, head coach, runner-up Midland Vikings, Bo Beck. Ladies and gentlemen, Midland Vikings. And now for the champions of the 1998 Boys State B Basketball Tournament, the Tigers from McIntosh High School. Weston McGregor, Chris Turnus, Cody Meyer, Bert Molman, Dustin Schell, Jeremy Tenbrook, Denver Tenbrook, Chris Hoff, Owen McGregor, Justin John, Alan Little Eagle Jr., Ryan Ettinger, student managers Lindy Donner, Tessa Tatro,
South Dakota. That's too shabby.
Angie Guerin,
had undefeated record from South Dakota. Those guys undefeated, and these guys.
Erica Olson, Reed Molman,
but if you got to take the pressure up, that's a nice way to do it.
assistant coach Gary Severson, and accepting the trophy, head coach of the 1998 state champion McIntosh Tigers, Jim Hood. Ladies and gentlemen, McIntosh Tigers, the 1998 State B Boys Basketball State Champion. There will be a welcome home reception for Midland High School at the Midland High School Gymnasium, 4 p.m. tomorrow. And there will also be a welcome home ceremony for McIntosh at the school gym tomorrow at 1 p.m. And now for your 1998 State B All-Tournament team, Brady Hyde, Sully Buttes, Corey Petoskey, Midland, Derek Dinger, Frederick Hekla, Dan Nebelsick, Mount Vernon, Ryan Paulson, Geddes, Denver Tenbrook, McIntosh, Josh Allen, Castlewood, Nathan Shonawill, Sioux Falls Christian, Jeremy Tenbrook, McIntosh, Justin Kaler, Midland, Ted Schofield, Midland, and Ryan Ettinger, McIntosh. Your 1998 All-Tournament team.
All right, John, we're standing by with Denver Tenbrook. Denver, great game. How's it feel to be a State B champion?
It feels great. 2 years we've lost. You don't really know what it feels like till you lose, and you know you get your confidence. After we won the first two, we had our confidence way up. It feels great to win finally.
Talked to your coach earlier this week, and he said after that first round loss last year, you guys pretty much had a mission not only to get back here, but to win the Big B, and
yeah,
you guys
definitely.
did.
After that loss, I mean, that really put us down, but We won the next 2 games. We got our confidence up, and this whole year, we wanted it. We wanted it bad. We always wanted it.
And you got it. Congratulations, and we'll see you back next year.
All right, thanks a lot.
Denver Tenbrook, 28 points, and you'd have to say our player of the game. Tommy?
Our American Dairy Association player of the game is that man we just spoke to, Denver Tenbrook, the junior, 28 points on the night. And Denver Tenbrook of McIntosh, the American Dairy Association player of the game in the State B Championship game, sponsored by your local dairy farmers who ask, got milk. Congratulations, Denver Tenbrook and brother Jeremy and the McIntosh Tigers, the State B champions. They win it 69-53 over Midland. We're going to step aside for a couple of minutes here, and we'll be back to wrap up the State Bs from Aberdeen right after this.
Championship 98, the South Dakota Boys State B Basketball Championship, is sponsored by...
Okay, well, they told me this. They told me to say a few words here, and I stayed home and I watched it on TV, and I had a ringside seat, I can guarantee it. And they did very, very well. You know, any time there was any discrepancy of any kind, everybody stops. Ruben said there's 4 cameras on these guys all the time, but it looked like 3, but it could have been 4. Because they would just zero in from this angle. If they didn't find nothing, they would zero in from this angle. And they would just keep coming until they found it. Our boys looked very, you know, they made the community look outstanding. They looked outstanding for the community, I guess you would have to say. They looked... I'll just say a few comments. You know, I didn't watch every game, but the referees did a very good job. Toward the end, they zeroed these cameras in on one of the Petoskey boys, and I don't know their names. And by God, the guy went in once, he went in at another guy, and then another guy, and they just keep going wrong like this. He says, I believe he earned one he didn't get. They couldn't find where he touched anybody. But that was the only time that I ever seen him do that they didn't. Well, I think the community of Midland and the town of Midland is more than pleased with these people for putting on this kind of a show. The cheerleaders, the tumblers, everything looked, you know, like 100%. They give it their ultimate best. The sportsmanship, you know, we probably miss a little when you're not right there, but Midland looked like they were as fine as the best that was there. And I don't think we should be any... The parents of these kids surely got to be very proud. But I'll tell you, the people that are probably some of the proudest would be the grandparents. I don't know what there is about being a grandparent, but it soaks in. And they really appreciate this kind of show, you know. The coaches should be very pleased with their records. Jana even should be very pleased. I don't know if she had all these kids from the beginning, early when they were small or not, but she's been around for a long time too. But I don't know what to say there. They probably did a better job playing ball than I can talk, but it was very, you know, it was just intriguing to watch it. We were very happy to have you back home, and I guess we wish you the very best, and we thank you for the fine job you did for our community, and we're known across the state, and I'm sure there wasn't one bad ripple that I could see any place. So with that, we'll say we thank you very much.
Alrighty, if I don't know this, but each player, cheerleader, statistician, etc. gets their chance to speak here. We'll just start right over there with Nathan. I told you to come down and sit by me.
Well, I guess that we got second, and it was pretty nice beating Sully Gates, and I made it stay with a lot of
Well, I guess I'd like to thank all you guys for showing up and supporting us. I think it was easier to lose to McIntosh and Salt Buttes. I'm glad that you all showed up. Thanks a lot.
Well, I suppose nobody could ask for a funner senior year. It's a heck of a blast. I guess nothing else, I probably learned the difference between a technical and timeout.
Well, thank you all for coming out and supporting us through the whole season. It's been fun. Got a few war wounds from it, I guess. I don't know, I guess I don't think you can go out on a better note than this senior year.
Well, I guess I had a good year this year. Great time. I just want to thank you guys for cheering for us and everything. But I thought we had a great year. That's all I have to say.
Well, I guess as a senior, you know, this will probably be the last time you hear me speak. I don't know if that's good or bad, but, you know, these bunch of guys, they mean a lot to me, and I hope that when I leave, a piece of me is with every one of these guys, and that they just keep on the tradition of good basketball. Thanks a lot.
Well, I guess we didn't get much sleep at the state tournament, but sure had quite a bit of fun, and I'm glad everybody could come out and support us.
Well, in the preseason, no one gave us much hope for the year except for us, our coaches, and our fans. And look where we ended up. So it was good getting second place in the state. And it was fun playing with these seniors. We're going to miss them, and I guess we'll start looking for next year.
I guess the fans mean a lot to us. You guys, I think we have the biggest percentage of fans from the whole town come clear the state tournament. And not only for basketball, it means a lot in tumbling too. And I know this testament to miss you guys next year.
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for coming out and supporting us. We couldn't have got second place without you guys. I'm glad you guys got that hospitality room for us at the Ramcota. That was really nice to be able to go there and talk about the game with you guys and with the teammates. It's really nice. It means a lot to us to be able to go there and be part of the team. Thank you.
I just want to thank everybody for letting me be a part of this team this senior year, especially the teammates and the coaches. It means a
a lot to me that I can come here and be welcome like this.
Well, it's been a great season, and it's been fun playing with all you guys, especially the seniors. It's been a great season. We're going to miss you, and well, thank all you guys for coming out. And it's just been the greatest season, and you guys are the greatest fans. And thanks to coaches, but it'd been nice if they wouldn't have kept us up all Saturday night. Yes, thanks for all coming out.
About the end of November, halfway through Hell Week, I started questioning my sanity, but I'm glad I'm stuck. You guys are the greatest teammates. Had fun playing with you all year. Just like to thank you fans for being there all year.
Well, I'm really proud of you guys, and I'm glad that you lived one of your dreams, and I'm glad I was a part of it. And thank you everybody for coming out, and that's about it. Thanks for cheering with us. You guys did a good job. I thought we had one of the best crowds there, and I'm proud of the guys. You guys did an awesome job, and thanks to all the fans. You guys cheered really loud. You guys did great.
Well, I couldn't have cheered for better too. I was really proud of you guys at the state tournament, and I thought you guys represented the town well, and I thought the tumblers also did an awesome job, and I'm glad to be part of the tumbler team. So I'd like to thank all the fans for coming out and supporting us that we couldn't have been there.
Well, for first year being a varsity cheerleader, it was pretty cool to go to the state meeting and cheer for such a big team. We couldn't have made it without the big crowd that we had. We had a huge crowd. For a small town that we had one of the biggest crowds, so thanks a lot. I had a lot of fun too my first year, and we couldn't ask for a better crowd. I know we'd all pick you guys to be our crowd if we had a choice. And I just had fun cheering for all you guys, and I just hope we can all do it next year again, go all the way. Thanks for the hospitality room. We really appreciated that too.
Well, I just want to thank all the fans for coming out and helping us cheer, because it was a lot of fun. We really appreciated it, and it wouldn't have been near as much fun if I had helped us out. I'm really proud of the guys, because they worked hard all year, and they deserve to get as far as they did. I had a really good time. I cheered for some of these guys for 4 years, and I've just had a blast the whole time. And I'm really proud of them, because they made us, the community, look really good. And I'm just proud of them, so thanks a lot.
Okay, I just want to thank the fans. You guys were great helping out me and for the rest of the year. Thanks, guys. You guys had an awesome season. And having my last cheering at Everton was like great. And you cheerleaders are great. Have fun next year. And miss you guys. Just thanks to everybody.
Act like I'd move it up. Boy, I can't even put into words how exciting this last weekend was for everyone that was involved. From the community, that I think, like I said, I can't believe there's snow on the streets because I thought we even brought the roads with us. Seems like I look in the crowd and I saw every one of us there. I saw people from all communities come up to congratulate our kids and everyone who was involved about our sportsmanship. And that means more to me as a coach than taking second place even. Because I think it says a lot for the type of town we are, the type of school, the type of kids that we raise and move, and then once they move on into their lives, hopefully they rub off on their kids. So it's the same situation time and time again. I'd like you to visualize, for those of you who were not all there every night, I'd like you to visualize what it must have been like for the kids to come into a gym with 7,500 fans cheering, hooting and hollering. And of course, not all of them for us, but for Friday night, it was a special time for myself. At the gym playing Sully Buttes, when we walked out on the court, the Barnett Center was divided in half. Half were cheering for Midland, half were for Sully Buttes. But I guarantee you, when that buzzer went off, after 32 minutes of hard-fought basketball, 7,200 of the 7,500 were on our side because of the sportsmanship and the dedication and the overall attitude of our kids. And for 5 guys on the court to be able to give that type of impression to 7,200 people says a lot. And I'd like to take this time to congratulate each and every one of these guys that made that possible, and our cheerleaders who helped lead them in their cheers. It was a great experience for everyone. It was a great experience to go home to my hometown. And geez, I think the state made about $500 off me and my family. They were so happy. They're so proud of these kids. My mom has never met, including myself, more respectful kids. She said, "Why couldn't you be more like that when you were their age?" And I said, "I guess that just wasn't my cup of tea." But I think these kids represented our school, and I think they represented our state with the utmost respect. And this is why we have Class B basketball, to showcase athletes like our team. Can't say that for everyone, unfortunately. But as long as we keep that winning attitude and our sportsmanship at a high, I think our program will always be respected. I'd also like to thank, as the players did, you community members who made that hospitality room out at the Ramcota a possibility. That was a nice place to go. The food was great. And every time we went, it was very fortunate for us. Every time we went, none of us had a bite to eat because we'd eat at noon and then we'd play at the night bracket. By the time we got there, it was 11 o'clock. We went about 10 hours without eating. And that was great. And I don't know, I'm just hoping that these kids all got what being in the state tournament is all about. Having fun and enjoying yourself. And hopefully they got that taste in their mouth that makes them that much more hungry in the off season to get back. Because that's the ultimate goal of every player and coach. And I know that's where you guys want to be next March. And I'd like to be sitting here making the same thing. Maybe I should tape record this so we can do it again next year. But I had a great time. 24 wins, 1 loss, I tell you. And we could not, I'll speak for Coach Beck here, we couldn't have picked a better team to lose to than McIntosh. They're a classy bunch of kids. Their coach is a class act. And they deserved to win that night. I'm not saying they'd win tonight if we play. But I'm saying that they deserve to win on Saturday night. And I think they are the best team in Class B basketball on that Saturday night. But in my heart, I know that we're the best team in Class B basketball. Thanks for all your support.
Break my arm raising this up. Holly couldn't be here today, so she wrote me a letter, so I'll get down here so you look more like her. I wish I could be there today, but since I can't, I'll take this chance to say that I'm really glad I had the opportunity to go to state with 22 of the best behaved kids ever. People from everywhere complimented us on their attitudes and behavior on and off the court. Vikings are #1. That's from Holly. I didn't want to get mixed up, my speech or speech, so we gotta do it. I don't want to duplicate a lot of what people said, but there's I don't know how to explain it. I've been going to state tournaments and going to tournaments and watching them ever since I was a little kid, and I wanted to make it someday, and thanks to these boys here, they fulfilled one of my dreams, and I'd like to thank them for that. But it was a fun time, the van rides are always fun. Jokes start flying, people start singing terrible songs, and I don't know if I should say this, but I said something about Arlen, so there's once in a while a bad odor in a van and things like that, but it's quite the experience if you've never been in a van with 12 or 14 kids. God knows we never did that, but it's a fun time, but that's part of growing up and being a team. We got there Wednesday, and went right away to Coach Brown's mom. We're going to send her a thank you letter. She put a nice meal on for us, and that was the start of a great weekend. And a lot of hospitality, you know, thanks again for the hospitality room and all the goodies in there. You know, I guess these guys always make fun of me thinking I'm so cheap, but hey, there's nothing better than free food, you know. But it was nice after the game to come out there and talk to everybody. I don't know, there's no better feeling, I guess, than to go to the state tournament and actually win a couple ball games. I mean, Coach Brown and I, we talked about it the whole night Tuesday. We couldn't get to bed. I think we were up still about 1:30, 2:30, 3 o'clock the night before we left, and we sat and talked, and I can say this now that we got second. You know, we were going to go there, and if we could win our first game playing the night bracket, I mean, what better thing can you do? Play Friday and Saturday night state tournament, and we got there and won our first game, and won our second game, and you know, my God, we were in the state championship, and it was something to stand down there and to look around at all you guys and the fans. It was just quite the experience, you know, and one we might not ever have again. God, I hope we have it again, but it was something. But you know, for one weekend, Midland entertained the entire state. I mean, the town of roughly, I'll round it out, 300 people, soaking wet. You know, I mean, we played basketball, we cheerleaded, we tumbled. You know, we did everything. We got some camera time for everybody. The newspaper guys come out there and interview you. Little kids signed autographs. You know, I know these guys. I think the first little boy that come walking up to him, they were wondering what the heck he wanted, if he wanted a recorder or something. But he had his book there with his pen, and it was kind of neat that made you feel important to sign autographs and things like that. And I was talking to Marlon Goldhammer as we were leaving the state tournament Saturday night, and I don't know if you don't know, there was a hallway just for players and coaches and reporters and things, and if you weren't one of those, they booted you out of there. And we were walking outdoors, and Marlon was holding it for me, and I said, heck, I suppose next time I try to get in there, you guys are going to have me arrested, you know, because I can't get back in that same hallway. But that's what you play basketball for, and sports for, is to have that opportunity. And the only reason that we got that opportunity is through hard work of these boys. I mean, they come to virtually every open gym we have and listen to Coach Brown and I, even though they probably don't always agree with us, and we try to push them to the brink, you know, of being tough, mentally prepared. And I guarantee you saw it Friday night. You saw it Friday night. I mean, we stressed for years that there's no better compliment than to get, or how about this, I'd rather lose with dignity than win with being a bunch of cheap shotters and complainers, and it paid off. I mean, we won with dignity and beat a bunch of cheap shotters and complainers, you know, and ended up getting second. I can talk about a few things. I mean, Friday night we went out to the floor, and I don't remember which one of you guys told me this, but one of the Sully Buttes guys' first thing was, all right, we'll see who's really number one tonight. And I guess, you know, I don't know if you watched the tape or anything, but Tom Neiman said the great thing about basketball is you get out on the floor and you can do all the talking you want, but where do you prove it? And you prove it out the floor, and we proved it out there. And same thing the next time. We went out, we played our hearts out. We might have come up short on the end of the stick, but we played our hearts out, and Coach Brown and I were talking to the coaches from McIntosh late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. We were sitting out in the lobby of the hallway, or lobby of the motel about 4 o'clock, and we were sitting there talking to Jim Hood, and I don't remember what their assistant coach's name is, and we rehashed the game. We talked about the whole season, and he said the same thing. You know, we didn't want to lose, but if they had to lose, they'd have rather lost to us. And there's no better compliment than you get to go to a state championship and have all the fans and the refs and things say what a great game. But it's something I'll never forget. And you're probably wondering when the heck I'm going to quit talking up here. I'm not running for president or anything. I guess it won't be very much longer, but I guess last time you'll probably ever see this team sitting together. You know, we've got seniors that are graduating, cheerleaders graduating, you know, and figure we just look at them a little more here. Coach Brown and I talked all year if we make the state tournament our last game, we were going to call a timeout with 1 minute left, and we did. I almost forgot for a second, but we did it. He hit me in the butt or pushed me. We used to get in arguments over there once in a while, but he poked me and said, it's time for a timeout, and we stopped, and we told the boys we loved them. Because we do. Where I wasn't trying to drag out agony or anything, but we told them we loved them for all their hard work and dedication. You know, I mean, obviously not everybody's going to agree with us, and I'm sure people get mad at us once in a while, but heck, you can't please everybody, so just try to please as many people as you can. But we just wanted them to let them know. I mean, like we said in the huddle, what did I say? You know, we wanted to stop this game, and we were hoping we'd be winning so we could be all happy, you know, but I said, don't be sad. I mean, there's 106 other teams that would have that trophy right now. There's a few Kadoka boys out there, and they said, good job, Coach. I said, yeah, not too bad. So we come up one short, but, you know, it was a great season. They go, we'll take it if you don't want it. That's what they said. So, I mean, every team in this state wants that trophy. I'll guarantee they take it, except one. That's McIntosh. You know, it's a great feeling to be number 2 in the state. We rose from not being ranked at the beginning of the year, and probably a little respect to winning the Jones County tournament, being ranked number 1, winning the district region, and ended up, you know, winning or getting second place in the state tournament. I was talking to the boys on the way home, and when's the last time, you know, there was probably a state championship game with 47 wins between the two teams? You know, that's a ton of wins. That's a ton of wins. We both ended up with the same record, 24-1, you know, and like Coach Brown said, I guess if we had to lose to a team this year, I wouldn't have rather lost in a better spot into a nicer bunch of kids. I mean, the Denver Tenbrook, the kid that had, what do you have, about 2,000-3,000 points against us, I think he shot 100%, but if you didn't notice, he got his medal, and what's the first thing he did? He walked over and shook our kid's hand, you know, and that's a great thing. I think, I don't know, I heard this a rumor, I don't know if it's true, but after we got back to the motel, I think then the McIntosh guys are scared that you guys might beat them up or something, but you went up to their room and see them or whatever, you know. I mean, that's fun, you know. You go out there and play your hearts out, and if you win, you win, you lose, you lose. You know, it's always nice to win, but you can, like I said, win with dignity or lose with dignity, and it's great. I guess I'll quit talking and just so I'll get a couple other things before, or when we get done here, the players, coaches, and cheerleaders have to have their picture taken with this cake out here, so just sit in the stands quick, so it's not so...
Picture taken.
Yep, you bet we'll have a picture taken with the trophy, and believe me, it weighs a lot. When I went to get it, the guy shook my hand, I was going to get it with one hand, and it's a good thing I lift weights all the time. No, I'm just kidding. It kind of shocked me how heavy the darn thing was, but I don't know. Like I told the boys when we drove up here last night, thank them for all their hard work, you know, thank the seniors for all their leadership, etc., and obviously the season for next year starts tomorrow or today or whatever, you know. Basketball players are made in the off season, and to get ready. And the last thing I said to them before we let them out last night is thanks for the memories, and I really mean it. Thanks for the memories, guys.
Over more. Step up. Everybody step up in the back row.
Get close. Look ahead.
I got one more. Might as well take it. Yeah, there it is.
many phone numbers from chicks did you really get?
Is everybody done? Okay, you guys can... Huh?
Go ahead.
Is that it? Is that it? Okay. I gotta get the service and No, I'm not watching it.